AMC, it's not looking good. Talking about AMC again today as we break down to the $36, $35 level here on AMC. What is going on? Is there still potential for a MOAS? Talking about it right here in this video, so make sure you guys stay tuned. What's going on, guys? Patrick here, and well, we're back talking about AMC. I know, I'm just not getting enough views these days. I need more views, more comments, and more views. So hopefully this video gets us going again, gets people excited. But maybe people will finally start agreeing with me as well here today as AMC is back below $40. We'll take a look at the chart and talk more about what's going on. Looking at the chart here on AMC, welcome back, apes, or hello again, my friends. Now, one thing that I want to make clear is that I've never, by any means, wanted people to lose money. Now, people thought that, when I was bearish on AMC, it was because I don't want poor people to get rich. And it's not to say that people that are buying AMC are poor or anything like that, but people believe that since I'm rich and I'm this big time YouTuber that I just don't want anyone else to get rich and I want to see everybody else fail. But that is the furthest possible truth from the truth. At the end of the day, I want everybody to get rich. That would be great if all of my subscribers, all 153,000 subscribers, just made tons and tons of money. That would be the best thing that could happen to me. I'm not sure why I had a lisp there, but wait. All right, so at the end of the day, the price of AMC right now is $35.64. I've been ridiculed, I've been hated, I've had death threats, I've had pretty much every single thing thrown at me up to this point when I have talked about AMC, and everybody gets so upset and everyone gets so mad. And what's interesting is if you look here at the chart, we're looking at the daily chart right now on AMC. First off, these yellow lines that we drew these weeks ago. I mean, like a month ago. We drew these back in August. And look how the price action is respecting these levels so perfectly up to this point. Now, we had this bounce off of the $28 level. We rallied up here to 51, and now we're selling back down. Hey, if you guys want to learn more about Interactive Brokers, the broker that I use for trading options, for trading stocks, and you can now trade cryptocurrency as well, learn more about Interactive Brokers. There's a link down below. Learn about their low trading costs, low finance, and learn how you can trade all types of markets around the world using Interactive Brokers. Check it out, link down below. Let's get back into the AMC debacle. Yesterday, I made a video talking about this, how if AMC could not hold $36 to $37, well, then it would obviously be bad, and we should look to retest this $30, $29 area on AMC. And then after that, guys, it does not look good at all. So from the $30 level, I've already talked about this before, and people got very upset. $15 really is like the next support there on the chart if you're looking at this. And I do understand, I knew people were going to comment below, be like, yeah, well, the only reason that, and people are going to comment below saying the only reason that AMC is red today is because the overall market's crashing. Yesterday, the market's crashing. Today, the market's crashing. That's why people were going to say that AMC is crashing down here. But pretty clear to see the chart, my friends. We had this huge move from the $12 area up there to $72, and that was amazing, right? That's an amazing move all day. The problem is, at what point do we finally say, like, the party is over? It's not going to $1,000. It's not going to $500. It might not even go to $100 at this point. And AMC is just dwindling down here. And I think this last move really was kind of a eye-opener for some people, because we saw how we squeezed up here to 52. We still were $10 from the highs at the $72, $20 from the all-time high at the $72 level, and then we sold back off down here to 35 now. If we look at the bigger picture as well, let's look at the weekly chart. You can see here, a little bit cleaner, a little easy to see the chart and the pattern here as this massive squeeze happened. We got the pullback, we filled that small gap in the chart, and then we rallied again. But this really is what I was worried about, not being able to get back to that all-time high. We saw this happen with GameStop as well. If you look at GameStop here on their weekly chart, we had this huge move on GameStop. We had the pullback. We had another big move up, trying to retest that all-time high. You got stuck there at that level. It pulls back again. It then rallies back to that all-time high, gets stuck, and now is starting to roll off on this side again. And the thing is, I'm not trying to say that AMC can't ever go higher, but looking at the previous moves on GameStop, which kind of did what AMC is doing now before AMC did it. So GameStop was the first big squeeze mover. We saw how that ended. We saw the second move. We saw the third move. And now we're on the fourth move here on GameStop. And this is looking very similar to the move on AMC. Looking at the weekly chart here on AMC, I mean, you just cannot tell me that this thing does not want to test this $30 to $29 level. I mean, it's just pretty much clockwork at this point. Having this huge move up, getting back below the EMAs here, the sell-off, the up, the down, the sell-off, and then the pullback to that $30 level. So the question is, do we pull back to 30 here? If we pull back to this $30 level, do we then bounce like we did on GameStop and then retest this area up here again? Do we retest this level? And then that would be our kind of third high, similar to the GameStop chart, and then rolling off after that. Or the question is, do we get down here to the $30 level and then sell down here to $15 to $16? That really would be, I think a killer at that point. That $29 area needs to really hold here on AMC. We've already seen, everybody coming up with numbers of short squeezes and the institutions and all these different reasons to why things haven't happened or why they're going to happen. And everybody has a thesis at this point. You're either bullish or you're bearish. But at the end of the day, the chart doesn't lie. The chart is showing us one thing. We had this huge move. We had this second move. This third move here, this should have done this. Like if the thing was bullish and we really kind of going to get, we're really going to get a big move, this should have broken through this level and then retested that all-time high. But instead, it got stuck and then sold off. And yes, I know the market's red, blah, blah, blah. Everyone's going to scream and yell, the market's red, the market's red. So it'll be interesting to see what happens this week. Do we test this $30 level? If that happens, if $30 gets tested, it would be a move like this, kind of retesting that $50, $52 level again. So we basically, pull down here and then we rally back up to that $52 level. And then after that would be the question, can we break through 52 and then rally up here to 72 after that move? But really the question at that point is, if we break down here to the 30, do we then start to roll and continue to go lower like this down to that $15 to $16 level? For me personally, I really don't care about a move on AMC unless something really crazy starts to happen because of the implied volatility. And I think there's just not enough meat left here on the bone to really make a lot of money off of this play unless, we really do get an insane move. The way that the options are priced is it basically only allows you to make money if you do get a big move. You need pretty much a 50 to 60% move in the stock to really make money in these options. If you're going to be holding the options for a few days or a week or so, or even 2 weeks, you really need that big move. And right now, we're just not getting those big moves that we need to really capitalize off of, any type of action here on AMC. So the market selling off is definitely not helping AMC right now. But again, the big question is, at what point is this trade finally over? At what point do people stop screaming and yelling how they're going to hold AMC forever? I'm going to hold AMC till I die. I've heard that a few times. And I mean, hey, if that's your investment strategy, I'm all for it. You got to do what you got to do. But at the end of the day, guys, this is not about me wanting, the little man or the retail trader to lose money and for hedge funds to make tons of money. That's never been what this is about. People try to say that this is what it's about. But at the end of the day, if you look here, I mean, there is nothing pretty about this chart right now. I mean, there's just nothing pretty about it. On the 15-minute chart, it can't hold up. We're below the EMAs. We're below the support. We're moving lower. We're trending lower. Everything is pointing to one thing happening here on AMC, and that's pointing lower at this point. I just do not see a turnaround story here with AMC, especially at this valuation. Maybe at $5, maybe at $10 is a turnaround story at that point. But let's be honest, movie theaters with COVID, with everything that's going on, there's a lot of headwind against AMC at this point. And especially, we got to be honest, like this valuation of the company is just so far exuberant to the point that it really makes no sense. So like I just said, I would really say, you know, down here in the $8 to $10, maybe $5 area would be a realistic kind of value for this company at that point. But even then, I still don't see the value there. I would not be a long-term investor. I would only trade this if we do get some type of insane move. You know, if we get 100% move in one day, it gets bullish. Well, maybe there's something to play into there. But at the end of the day, the AMC move, as much as we wanted it to go to $1,000, it's looking very, 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 very unlikely at this point. So that's the question that we need to be. So that's the play. So that's what's going on with AMC right now. Is it bullish? Is it bearish? At the end of the day, you got to have your side with it. And like I said, I think overall the AMC will touch down here at the $30 level at some point very, very soon. And then it'll be a question of, do we find support at that $30 level and then rally to all-time highs? Or do we break that level and we start to bleed out to that $15 to $16 level? And it'll be very, very interesting to see how this whole thing ends up and plays out at the end. So there it is. If you guys haven't already, do me one big favor, hit that like button, subscribe button, all the buttons down below. I will talk to you guys later on.